Welcome to Friends and Fiction. 4 New York Times bestselling authors, endless stories. Novelists Mary Kay Andrews, Kristin Harmel, Kristy Woodson Harvey, and Patti Callahan Henry are 4 longtime friends with more than 70 published books between them. Together, they host Friends and Fiction, with author interviews and fascinating insider talk about publishing and writing, to highlight and support independent bookstores. They discuss the books they've written, the books they're reading now, and the art of storytelling. If you love books and you're curious about the writing world, you're in the right place.
Ho, ho, ho. Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday night. It's time for our special holiday edition of Friends and Fiction. We're so looking forward to tonight. So let's get started. I'm Mary Kay Andrews.
I'm Patti Callahan Henry.
I'm Kristy Woodson Harvey.
And I'm Meg Walker.
And this is Friends and Fiction, 4 New York Times bestselling authors, endless stories to support indie bookstores, authors, and librarians. Now, you might notice we're a man down tonight. Kristin, unfortunately, had a prior engagement, so she's sorry to miss tonight and says her best wishes for a wonderful holiday season for all of you. And by the way, she has given us all an amazing little surprise Christmas gift. Yesterday, Kristin very unexpectedly dropped, as we say, a gorgeous...
As we love to say.
She dropped a gorgeous new audio original novella called How to Save a Life. And it is narrated by her friend and our friend, Christina Siverich, who you might remember from the launch for Kristin's book,
Forest of Vanishing Stars.
That book.
The musical.
Yes, please.
She played Yona. She played Yona. Christina did.
And by the way, this is a great time to use up those Audible credits that you've been hoarding. I know that I immediately, as soon as I found out about it, I downloaded it to my phone so I can listen to it when I'm on the road over the holidays. Anyway, tonight is our season finale, and what a season it has been.
Oh
It's
my
our
goodness.
Christmas special, right? And we'll be welcoming 2 Friends and Fiction fan favorites and repeat guests, Debbie Macomber and Wade Rouse. So pour yourself a festive holiday beverage, as I have, and get ready for a great night.
And don't forget, as you know, from day one, from the first show, 151 shows ago, we are here to encourage you and to all of us to support independent booksellers when you can, where you can, while you're buying your Christmas gifts, while you're thinking about next year, while you're building your to-be read list. Don't forget about our indie bookstores. And one way you can do that is to visit our own Friends and Fiction bookshop.org page, where you'll find Debbie's new book and Wade's new book and books by the 4 of us and all of our guests from the past couple years at a discount.
Love it. And we wanted to tell you something really fun we have going on with our friends and partners at Oxford Exchange. If you haven't heard yet, in the spirit of the season, they are offering our signature Friends and Fiction t-shirts, buy one, get one free. One for you, one for a friend, or an extra for laundry day. Just use the code FFBOGO at checkout. In the meantime, we asked you to send me pictures of you wearing your t-shirt for a chance to win a special Friends and Fiction reading package. Oh my goodness, you guys, your pictures were so cute. I wanted to just have a whole show tonight of like all your photos wearing your t-shirts. But unfortunately, we didn't have that much time. We would have had a whole show of that. So the winners chosen at random. Wait, Patti has something funny?
When you announce, I have a story. So
when I announce. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Sean, if you could please pull up our first winner. Bubba Wilson.
Hey, Bubba.
I gotta tell you, Bubba went above and beyond for this challenge. These are Bubba's dogs. She also sent me some of the most hilarious outtakes from her photo shoots, and some of them I had to send to the ladies here. But Patti, I think your stories may be about Bubba.
Yeah, so sweet Bubba came to see, as did so many of our beloved Friends in Fiction book club members and members. Kathy and I had an event last night in Atlanta, and she came, and she drove, I think, 8 hours round trip to come and be
410
with her
miles
friends.
each way.
Wow.
Yes, to be with her friends and fiction people. But she was a little bit late. And afterwards, she said, I'm so sorry I was a little bit late. What happened was I was in such a rush to come see y'all. You know, she's just so happy.
Yes.
And she said, and I accidentally locked my Pomeranian dog in the car. And I was freaking out and I didn't know what to do. And her dog unlocked the car.
Of course he did. I feel like that would happen in Bubba's world. Like,
Yes,
birds come
imagine-
chirping down on her shoulder and her dog unlocks the car.
Yes. Anyway,
Okay.
I told her last night, I said, don't think I'm not telling that story.
She
on
wrote
air.
me
So,
the funniest letter one time about like getting pulled on the way, I think to a Friends in Fiction event, and the way that she like talked her way out of the ticket. Anyway, it was hilarious. But anyway, okay, on to our next winner, Sean. Drum roll. Maria Lou.
Hi, Maria.
And Maria is also sporting our Friends in Fiction reading journal, which also makes an incredible, incredible last minute holiday gift for people that you love. And, you know, if you're like me and you're sort of like, oh, I like that too. One for me, one for you. It's a really good way to keep all of your reading organized this year. I was only going to pick 2 winners, but I picked 4. So I have decision overload right now, and I just needed to pick 4. So number 3, Sean, Sarah Fort Wendell.
Sarah.
I'm sure I'm not saying your name right, Sarah. We'll have to talk about that sometime. But she's also got our lovely Friends in Fiction Tumblr. And then our 4th winner is Susie Baldwin.
Susie.
Oh, look at that's smart, Susie.
Isn't that
That is
cute?
so fun. Yeah.
I know. So she was
That's
wearing,
awesome.
so that look, we were all wearing our t-shirts and she was wearing her t-shirts. That was our tea party. So
That
cute.
was awesome.
So those are our 4 winners. Ladies, if you're watching, send me an email at Kristy@KristyWoodsonHarvey.com with your address and we'll get those out to you ASAP.
Woohoo. Congrats.
All right.
Yeah.
I wish everybody could win.
I know. I wanted everyone to win. I feel terrible. We love you all madly.
We sure do.
It's so funny. I call it decision fatigue. Like
Yes.
when they ask you a question, you're like, I can't. Nope. Not
No,
one
and
more
today
choice.
when we were like trying to make decisions about like some last Christmas presents that we were sending, I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Just tell me what to do.
I don't know. I can't think of anything for anyone else.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm done deciding.
I'm done deciding.
Okay, one last plug. Have you been listening to our Writer's Block Friday podcast? If not, you're missing out on some of the most powerful conversations about writing, publishing, and story. We'll always post links under announcements each Friday when a new one drops. For our most recent episode, we repackaged Ron's interview with Bonnie Garmis, author of Lessons in Chemistry, which is at the top of literally all of the best of lists for 2022 and was just named Barnes & Noble's Book of the Year, which I think is what actually landed it again today at the #1 spot on the New York Times bestseller list, even though it's been out for months and months. So definitely give that.
I think it was her being on the podcast again, Meg.
I do.
I think so.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Barnes & Noble list. It was us.
It's totally what tipped it for sure. But do not miss that one. If you missed it the first time around, we've just republished it and repackaged it. So tune in for sure. And then coming this Friday, Ron and Patti will talk to Paige Crutcher about her new novel, The Lost Witch. So please listen, review, subscribe, and tell your friends if you like what you hear on the Friends in Fiction Writers Block podcast.
All right, ladies, let's introduce at long last Debbie and Wade.
Debbie, as if she needs an introduction, is the #1 New York Times bestselling author of many novels, including It's Better This Way, Dear Santa, and the popular Cedar Cove series, which was adapted as the Hallmark Channel's first original series starring Andie MacDowell.
With a measly 200 million copies of her books in print worldwide. I'm glad we had her on tonight. Try to boost that for her a little bit.
I know, lift her up.
Yeah, just lift her up a little. She is one of today's most popular authors. Her novels have spent more than 1,000 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, 15 of them at the #1 spot. Me too, same.
Same.
In her novels, Debbie brings compelling relationships to life and uplifts readers with stories of connection and hope. Debbie and her husband Wayne live in Port Orchard, Washington, which is the actual town that inspired her Cedar Cove series.
Debbie's new novel, The Christmas Spirit, was just released earlier this fall, and she's also got a festive adult coloring book out now called Debbie Macomber's Holly Jolly Christmas Coloring Book.
I sent Debbie a picture, and I should have sent it to you, Sean, so you could pop it up, of even though Bridget is only 4, she's not an adult coloring book, but she was coloring in Debbie's Christmas coloring book.
Cute.
Oh, that's awesome.
Obsessed. I'll post it on the Facebook page.
That's so cute.
But when I went to Hawaii, which is where we always think of when we think of Christmas, right? I gave it to Bridget.
Maka is the one.
Thank you.
What is that?
Yeah.
Na, 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 na.
Is
Okay.
the thing to say.
Yeah.
We're not going to ruin the end of the year. All right.
All right, it's time to talk about Wade now.
I know. Wade,
Yeah.
our friend Wade, probably one of the most posted about, talked about authors on our page. He and most beloved. Even last night, everybody was like, the last time we all saw each other was at Wade's signing. So Wade is the USA Today, Publishers Weekly, and international best-selling author of several books, including 4 memoirs. I don't even have that much to say about my life, and 9 novels.
I love how it's like several books. To me, several books is like 3. That's
13.
That's 13.
Yeah.
I was told there'd be no math, but I could add 9.
Right. I was like, wait, am I adding this right? I do not want to be embarrassed. He chose his grandmother's name, Viola Shipman, as a pen name to honor the working poor Ozarks women whose heirlooms and family stories inspire his fiction. His books have been translated into 21 languages, and his recent book, The Secret of Snow, was an instant national and indie bestseller.
Wade's books have been selected multiple times as must-reads by NBC's Today Show, featured in the Washington Post and USA Today, and chosen 3 times as Indie Next Picks by the nation's independent booksellers.
His new novel, his new Viola Shipman novel, A Wish for Winter, is new this season. We can't wait to talk to him about all of it. Without further ado, let's get to tonight's show. Sean, can you bring Debbie and Wade on?
Hi
guys.
Cheers. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Debbie, are all of those books behind you yours? And probably not even all of them? Because
yeah, that's a picture of every book that's been published, and a lot of them are reissues.
Unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Debbie, I'm speechless.
All right, let's get to the show. Welcome, Debbie. Welcome, Wade. We're going to start with the ladies first. Debbie, can you tell us what the Christmas Spirit is about, and then tell us what it's really about? Is it the Christmas Spirit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I lose track, Debbie.
Yeah. It's about 2 friends that grew up together. And it's the only time I've ever written something that's in the past. It starts out in the 70s. It's a grandma telling the story, but it's 2 friends that grew up together, and they went in different directions in life. One became a pastor and one became a tavern owner, a bartender. And they're both complaining about their jobs. And so one says, well, you can do my job. That says, you can do my job. So they trade places for a week, the week before Christmas.
Love it.
So Pete, the pastor, is learning how to pour beer, dealing with the biker gang and the girls from the strip club. Whereas Hank is having to deal with the old biddy from the church who is holding the church springs, plus the church secretary who is just so stiff and formal and religious.
Oh my God, what a great story. That's awesome.
It was really, really fun to write. Let me tell you, I don't think I've ever laughed so hard when writing a book.
Oh, that's the greatest. Writing Christmas books really is so fun. I was thinking I've only written one, but I was like, I really need to write another one. All right, Wade, you are in the hot seat now. So can you tell us what A Wish for Winter is about? And then can you tell us what it's really about?
I get both answers. And I have to say this first. There's like this beautiful ethereal light coming down over Patti. It's like,
It is.
it's
her
gorgeous,
angel
isn't it?
light.
It's my angelic. It's my
I texted
angelic
her
aura.
something earlier about like how before we were like about dancing on stars, and that's what she looks like.
It's very pretty. It really is.
Yeah. Thank you. You can't see my heart beating 1,000 miles an hour because I thought I wasn't gonna be able to log in. So this is the angelics are helping me. Wait, you're so sweet.
Right.
I always say A Wish for Winter sounds like on the surface like an Emily Henry rom-com. You know, it's about a 40-year-old independent bookstore owner in northern Michigan, which we do this in Michigan. She's up here. And she, her mother and grandmother both met their future husbands while he was dressed as Santa Claus. And she feels like it's her destiny and mostly her curse to meet a man in the exact same way. So her entire life, the entire town has tried to set her up with any eligible, ineligible man wearing a cap. So she's kind of sworn off dating at 40 until her friend drags her to the Santa Run in Chicago, which is a real deal. It's, you know, it's a 10K where everybody dresses as Santa Claus or Mrs. Claus. And she comes as Mrs. Claus and has a real connection with a guy dressed as Santa at the start of the race. And before they can get each other's names or see each other's faces, the race starts and they're torn apart, and he tells her to meet him at a local bar and he doesn't show, and she does. And that's when she's finito with everything. Behind her back, her bookstore employees and her best friends and her grandparents who helped raise her started an online dating app called The Single Kringle to find this missed connection, because how hard is it to find one Chicago man dressed as Santa with kind of good legs? And it kind of forces her back out into the dating world to date, you know, men who might be the right one and might not. And you don't really know until the end. And what's it really about? It's about, as every kind of winter Christmas novel I write, it's about something deeper, what most of us deal with at the holidays, which can be grief and loss and loneliness. And in her case, she lost her parents at a young age, and has never been able to forgive herself or others in her life. And really the foundation is about how you must truly love yourself unconditionally before you can love another in that way.
Beautiful.
You know, I saw the tail end of a Santa Run Saturday here in Atlanta, Wade. Maybe people saw it on my Instagram. And when I say I saw the tail end,
You saw more than that.
I saw a lot of naughty Santas dressed in scanty Santy outfits.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. That is, I will have to say that that's like the most clever premise for a novel. I just love that, like the dressed as Santa and that kind of legacy. And I mean, of all the things that we can feel pressure about, feeling pressure to meet a man dressed as Santa. I mean, it's hilarious.
Ups the ante, doesn't it?
Yes,
That's great.
Ups the Sante.
Ups the ante.
Count on MKA. Count on
That's
MKA.
Well, both of you have written Christmas books before. Debbie, I think we've lost count of how many you've written. But we'd love to hear from each of you about what attracts you to the subject matter, and why are you drawn to telling holiday stories, and what do you hope your readers take away from them? Wade, let's start with you.
Well, I think Debbie's on 25, and I think that was what I saw online, which is amazing.
Wow.
It's incredible. Just, you know, I think for me, I grew up kind of in a Griswold family. You know, my grandmother, my pen name, loved Christmas. She had all of those plastic molds in her yard that lit, which I wish I still had. And my mom and dad dressed as Santa Claus every year as Christmas. And it just was,
really?
They did. It's crazy pictures of them. And it's ingrained in me, I think, to just love Christmas. And but as many of you know, I lost my brother when I was young, and I think there's an underlying current that affects many of us at the holidays. We put on this kind of shiny, happy surface of how we always want things to be, but sometimes we grapple with things a lot deeper than that. So those are kind of I try to always embrace the joy of Christmas. And as you can see, we put up in our house about 10 themed trees. And I have a lot of deco that I like to wear. But, I think I just really harken back to how I was raised and that love of the holidays that my grandparents originally instilled in me.
That's awesome.
Nice. How about you, Debbie?
Well, I just love Christmas. I've always loved Christmas, and Viola is absolutely right. Wade is absolutely right. This is my 25th year of having a Christmas book come out, and I started out because so many of us get so stressed out at Christmas time that I wanted to give the readers something that they could relax and sit back and smile and enjoy and just get involved in a story and forget about the stress for a little bit, because I needed to do that myself. So that was how I started with the Christmas books.
I love that. That's great.
And Debbie, anyone who follows you on social media, like I do, might have seen, oh my goodness, you have been traveling so much lately. I have loved the pictures, seeing your cruises. Tell us a little bit about all the places in the world you have seen in the year of 2022.
Wow. I think Wayne and I did a Mediterranean cruise. It was a 21-day cruise, and it was all around the western half of the Mediterranean. I mean, we didn't go to Greece. So, but I think one of the most fascinating places I went to was the Rock of Gibraltar. And I'm a big World War II reader and fan. And did you know that the English built a 32-mile long tunnel inside the Rock of Gibraltar, enough to house 15,000 soldiers plus every single citizen of Gibraltar, with enough food to last for 6 months? And I mean, they had a hospital in there, a huge kitchen, and it was amazing. Yes, absolutely amazing. So, I mean, that was one of my favorite spots. And so many of the islands were just so fabulous to visit. I just got back from a cruise that went from Lisbon to Barbados. And in December 31st, Wayne and I are taking off from South Africa to Buenos Aires to Brazil.
Wow.
So a lot of travel. We're just making up for all of the cruises that got canceled for 2 years of COVID.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Are you back in Port Orchard now? Are you home?
Yes, I'm home. Yeah.
Do the locals recognize it as Cedar Cove? Like, did they? I know we all know that it inspired Cedar Cove, but do the locals know?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Lots of things. And there was even menu items at restaurants that, Cedar Cove hamburgers or Cedar Cove sandwiches.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Now, Wade, we know you spend part of the year in your beloved Michigan, where many of your books are set. And then some of the time you escape somewhere warmer. Tell us where you are now, and is that where you usually spend the holidays?
In Palm Springs right now. So Wish for Winter came out mid-November, and we kind of stayed because of 2 or through Thanksgiving holidays, which was lovely. And in Michigan, we had about 2 feet of snow before I left. So I felt like I got my wish for winter was already delivered. And then we came out to Palm Springs right at the 1st of December. And that's usually about the time we come out. We've kind of made a shift from Michigan to spending winter out here and go back in April or May. And it's just, people are always like, do you miss the snow? And I'm like, I write about it. I experienced it. And the snow here's on the mountains. So it's lovely. But there's something about Palm Springs with kind of that Rat Pack magic and the architecture that kind of brings back, kind of that artificial tree love that my grandmother had early on, and that color wheel spinning and all of the shiny bright. So that's what we kind of do here, which is really nice.
That's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do your two homes in very different places, do they impact your writing life and your books?
A lot. Yeah. It's interesting. Both. I always say I only require two things to write. I like quiet and a view. The old joke is that's why I look at a mirror when I write. So in Michigan, we're on 7 acres close to Lake Michigan, and it's beautiful. Just it's quiet, and I love that. And here right now, I'm facing the mountain. The San Jacintos are just right out my window, which is lovely. So I feel very at home in both places and very centered to be able to write, and very blessed.
That's great.
That's great. So Debbie, the last time you were here with us, you talked about retiring, and I have to say that you have announced that on the show, and so has Ellen Hildebrand, and both times after we have discussed how does one just turn off the faucet? Because I think we all know the stories find us, right? Like at some point, they just keep coming, and there's not, well, hopefully, God willing, the stories.
I know, right?
And there's
fingers crossed.
Sorry. So we all discussed that. And then recently you sent a letter to fans, including us. And it was basically a retraction. So will you tell us a little bit about, your retirement journey and how things are going now?
Well, I really did think it was time to retire. I mean, I've been writing for deadlines for 40 years, and I thought, well, it's time to rest on my laurels, so to speak. So I had a big list of things I know myself well enough to know that I just couldn't stop writing. So I had a list of things I really wanted to do, declutter, clean closets, work in my yarn room, all of the different things I could always put off doing. I'm volunteering for some things. And I did start off, I did clean one closet. I will say that. And
I did clean one closet.
And I just was
retirement successful.
I was so bored. And I made a real basic discovery about myself is that I'm happiest when I'm writing.
Yeah.
And I don't have to write with deadlines. I could write whenever I want to write. So that's what I decided to do.
Yeah, I have to say, Debbie, that on my bucket list, I have never scripted clean closet.
Well, it was a mistake for me.
I know it's a mistake for all of us.
It's off mine. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. Moving on.
Debbie, at least you can say you tried it. I'm not sure any of us have actually tried to clean your closet.
I remember having a friend who got out of accounting school, and I called her the day. It was like her on the way home from work, her first day, and I was like, "So how was it?" And she said, "You know what? It was great. I really enjoyed it. But now I can say I've done it, and I wish I could quit."
One day.
I was like, "Well, that's not good." So that's Debbie's closet cleaning. I get it. But it's really validating, like that one, when you clean a closet out, you're like, yes, this feels really good. But you probably got like 10 story ideas while you were trying to clean that closet out.
Yeah.
Right. So what do your readers have to look forward to from you in 2023?
We heard you have something to show us, by the way.
Yes, it just came today. It's the cover for my new book. I'll hold it up for you. It's called Must Love Flowers.
Oh my gosh,
pretty.
it's beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
I love that.
It's beautiful.
Oh,
Those are gorgeous. Are they peonies on the cover?
Looks like.
yes, I believe so.
Oh, they're magical.
Pink peonies.
So when is that coming, Debbie?
That'll be out, I think, July 11th.
Nice.
Oh yeah, same day as me. We're Pub Day sisters, Debbie.
Yeah. Yay.
Awesome.
Well, you heard it. You all heard it here and saw it here first.
That's right.
Debbie Mack revealed her cover on Friends in Fiction on our Christmas show. Thank you for that gift, Debbie.
Yeah,
That
it's my
is
gift to be able to do
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Wade, how about you? What will your readers be adding to their 2023 TBR piles from you?
Got 2 out next year coming out. One, a summer novel called Famous in a Small Town. That'll be out June 13th. And
I like that
looking-
title.
Yeah,
Thank
that's a great
you.
title.
I know.
It was a long journey to that title. Let's just say. but I really like it. It's about an intergenerational friendship between a woman in her 80s that wins the cherry pit spitting contest in northern Michigan, and becomes
So
friends
clever.
with a woman who in her 40s who goes on a girls trip because she breaks up with her fiance and gets very drunk on Chardonnay and ends up beating her record pit spit, and they become wary friends. And it's about friends that kind of you meet that change your life. And then the next Christmas novel I'm working on now, I feel a little bit like Kathy. It's getting close to being done, and I'm begging for more time. So we're moving in on that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A year is tough. I don't know how you've been doing that year after year after year after year.
Yeah, 2 a year. Oof.
I don't know how Debbie. I had 3 out this year, including my first memoir in a decade, and it just is. I do not like counting pages particularly. To me, it kind of removes the joy, and sometimes you have to do that on such tight deadlines. But I feel like it's been every morning at 4:30 wake up just to stay ahead of the curve a little bit. And so I'm looking for a week off coming up here to maybe have a little wine and champagne.
You deserve
and chill.
it. 3
Yes,
books
you do.
last year and 2 books next year. I need a break thinking about it.
I know,
Plus-
me too.
Yeah.
Plus all that touring and COVID and everything else.
And your
You've had
show.
quite a year.
Wine with-
Yeah,
Right,
your
wine.
show. Mhm.
It's a lot.
Port Orchard is known for its own little contest. It's the seagull calling contest.
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
One year the winner was on Jay Leno.
I love that.
really?
Debbie, have you ever? I would love to hear you call a seagull.
Yeah, Debbie.
Oh no, you wouldn't.
Come on.
We've seen the cover. Now we would like to reveal your seagull calling
I'll
prowess.
do it if you will.
Sorry, I ever mentioned it.
It's-
I can call a seagull. I'm from Florida. I can totally call a seagull.
Can you
All right.
really?
All right,
Oh,
go
well, good.
ahead.
We want to
Okay.
hear it.
Go ahead.
No,
Don't
I
go throwing
want
down a
Debbie to
gauntlet.
do it.
You
I want
can't.
Debbie to do it first.
In New Jersey, you just call.
I totally didn't think she was going to do it. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I love it. I love
That
it.
was awesome.
I
Your
was just
turn,
gonna say,
Mary
you just
Kay.
sit.
Yes,
sit there
your
with
turn,
a,
Mary Kay.
All right, here's mine. Now that's a specific seagull. That's a seagull after
That's
a potato
a
chip.
dying seagull.
That's a seagull after a potato chip being held by a Michigander wearing socks and sandals on the beach. That's what that's very specific.
Somebody please screen capture her doing that.
No,
Please.
hold on. Please pull those clips. And we're gonna pull those clips of the two of you, and then we're gonna make people vote.
Oh my God.
All right,
so bad.
enough of the seagull calling.
Oh my God, that was the best thing of my day.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, this is
I never realized you had to call them. I think you just sit there with a handful of French fries and they come along, don't they?
That's my call, right?
Yeah.
Just like, somebody said that's a drunk row.
French fry, anyone?
Are you making light of my gift? And Debbie's gift?
You're just trying to get on Jay Leno.
Okay. Since this is our
Okay.
Christmas special, we're going to move on and talk about the holidays. It's time for a bit of a Christmas lightning round. Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay. If you had one wish for Christmas this year, what would it be, Patti?
I said it in the newsletter, and I've been thinking a lot about it because I mean it. I want health and kind of this enchantment, wonder, and curiosity for everybody this year.
And Kristy.
I love Patty's answer, but she and Kristin had both said similar things. So I said that I would like a book club pick and world
Well,
peace.
yeah, that too.
I don't think that's too much to ask for.
It's
I
not.
don't think so either. I mean, it's just like basic
about-
things.
How about you, Meg?
I'm going to say health and peace, just because without health, you can't really enjoy much of anything. And
So true.
a little bit of peace for everybody, a little less anxiety, less stress goes a long way.
Debbie, how about you?
The one thing I would want, because it's been so cramped, I just got back on Sunday from a cruise, and I'm leaving tomorrow for a couple of days to visit my daughter in Arizona, and I get home the 22nd. So I would like more time to have fun at Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Good one.
It's a good wish.
Nice.
Wade, how about you?
health is always it. And, just sending love to family and friends that I won't see. And my wish is really for a nap. So I'm sticking to my stocking stuffer.
Well, I got my
awesome.
wish today because I typed the end for my next Christmas.
I was wondering if you were going to tell everyone.
That's
so
amazing.
exciting.
Yeah, I just want a morning of sleep where I don't have to wake up thinking, oh my God, I got to write.
Yeah.
Okay. What, Meg?
I was going to say, now you need your Reese's and Wink.
I had my Reese's already.
It was on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh,
I put it on.
I missed it. Oh,
Yeah, I had to have my
one.
Reese's. I had to have my Reese's cup and Chardonnay because tragically they don't sell Wink in Georgia.
Wink, Chardonnay, Wink, Chardonnay.
I would pick Chardonnay any day.
Yep.
Me too. Same.
All right,
Patti,
Patti.
you have the next question.
Oh, I do. I thought Kristy did. Okay. I love this question because we have a tradition that's only a couple years old, but I've pronounced it a tradition where we assign books to each other in the family. And on Christmas Eve, you give the book to the person you were assigned and explain why you gave it to them and why you love it. So I know it's been really fun because, okay. So are you gifting any books this year for Christmas and why, MKA?
I will probably go take myself over to Little Shop of Story, this amazing indie children's bookstore indicator near my house, and they will guide me about what gifts to give my grandchildren who are 13 and 11 and who are big readers.
Awesome. How about you, Kristy?
Yeah, same. So it's the first year I'm not going to be in Salisbury for Christmas. So I've had my mom go to South Main and book company in Salisbury and get like the perfect things for Will. But two of the books that we got for him that I'm really excited about are these, like, he really likes Hemingway, and they have these like Hemingway book of essays that I haven't really seen everywhere. So I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, I give a lot of books for Christmas. I got a lot of people, those little like gift from the sea books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. I think those are like a perfect little gift and, like kind of coastally inspired. And I always give my book club like something from one of you guys. Like last year, Patti, they all got your book. And this year, I had been at Ellen's signing, so they all got a signed copy of Ellen's book. So, but yes, I give lots of books for Christmas. I can't even think of all the ones. Oh, Patti, I ordered you a book for Christmas.
Ooh, I'll be looking
a
for
surprise.
it. There's no better gift, right? Especially when someone gives it to you because it means something to them and they want you to feel the same way they do when you read it.
And I feel like what we all need is more books.
Yeah, definitely.
We need one more package at the
We
front
only
door.
get 5 a day, so we need one more.
It's true. All right, Meg, how about you?
So this is, I bought one book so far as a gift, and it's a book called Rest is Resistance, which is on a lot of year-end best of lists in nonfiction. So my husband is obsessed with sleep, like he is kind of a light sleeper, and he keeps he had to stop wearing his Fitbit because it was tracking his sleep patterns, and he was obsessing over the data. And he, so I think this book is about.
That makes me like Dave even more than I already do. I'm obsessed with my sleep. How much did I get? Was it deep? Was it light?
Exactly. And it doesn't really help him that I snore, and so do the 3 dogs that also sleep in our room. So he often leaves the room. But I hope he gets a little bit out of that book about the value of disconnecting and taking a nap and resting and not giving into the constant grind. So yeah, that's the one book. And I feel like I'll keep buying more because books are the kind of thing I buy up until the very last minute when I think of something.
Me too. That's like my I just keep grabbing because you just can't have enough.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about going in an independent bookstore, because they will give you a great indie bookseller will put books in your hands and say, you have to read this.
I know you and you have,
Yeah.
When Kevin Wilson was on the show, I went and got Catcher in the Rye. Like I hadn't even thought about that because I haven't read it in so long. I couldn't remember the age. So I thought, well, I can read it with Will, and then if there's some inappropriate parts,
You just skip.
Yeah.
Skip. How
Love
about
that
you,
book.
Debbie? Is there a book you like to gift?
Oh, well, of course, I like Mary Kay. I'm doing a lot of books for my grandkids, and picking out the best ones are just so much fun looking at these books. And they're little. They're 6 and 7, or sorry, 5 and 6. One is almost ready for 7. So for that, but also, I don't know if you've ever read a book called Sensible Shoes by Sharon Barlow Brown. It's about a deep spiritual walk. And my book club has been reading it. And I would want to give that to just like every one of you. It's so good. It's a book series. It's just such a great book about faith and walking with God. And it's fiction. And yet it's the story of 4 women, and it's just so real.
And tell us the name again, Debbie, so we can make sure that we pin it.
It's Sensible Shoes.
Okay.
Sensible Shoes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
That was in our newsletter today from Debbie, and we'll definitely make sure we put it up on our Instagram too.
Great.
How about you, Wade?
I buy a lot of children's books for Gary.
That's so cute. That I'm
Tequila's kicking in. It's one of my favorites this year is a novel called "Don't Cry for Me" by Daniel Black, which I don't think got the attention it deserved. And I have purchased multiple copies from many of my friends this year. And there's always a couple that I kind of always send to different people. The Polar Express is one of my all-time favorites, and Holidays on Ice by David Sedaris is one I send to a lot of friends too.
I love that one too.
So for me, we have a local in Birmingham indie called Alabama Booksmith, and every book in the store, every book is a signed first edition. So if you have someone that you're dying to get a gift for, I walk in there, I'm like, boom, boom, because they're all signed first editions that you can hardly find.
You know, I did not know that until right now.
It's amazing.
Really?
I did not know that.
Yep. That's all he carries. So are signed hardcover first editions.
And he ships all over the world.
Yep. And he ships, he has a first editions club, and he ships anywhere. Yep. And he gets all but the book I love to give as a gift, and I hope my mom skipped tonight's show because I drew her name, but is the John O'Donohue book. I know I talk about him a lot. He was an Irish poet and philosopher and theologian, actually. And there's 2 books of his I love that I give as gifts a lot. One is Anam Cara, which means soul friend in Gaelic. And the other is a book of blessings, but they're not blessings from like a prayer book. They're blessings poetry that he wrote. And it's just there's one for an artist, there's one for a writer, there's one for, and it's such a beautiful book, and I love giving that book as a gift.
That's amazing. Oh, me. It's my turn. I'm like,
it's your turn. I know she's like, wait, Patti hasn't given that to me.
Yeah. Okay, so I love this question. Describe your holiday decorating style. And this is funny because I could like answer this for all of you, I feel like, without you.
Yeah, probably.
Are you a less is more or a more is more type of person? And the all important question, colored lights or white? MKA, let's start with you.
Well, I think you can guess my answer. My style, I describe as if Ralph Lauren had been locked into a 1950s era Woolworth store.
Oh my God, that's so great. You're so
Perfect.
clever.
So more is more. I like colored lights, but Mr. MKA prefers white lights. And since he has to drag it all up and down the stairs from the basement, I'm going to let him choose white lights. It's a very small, compromise that I can make with him.
That's nice. Debbie, what about you?
More.
More.
Yes. I mean, for many, many years, we had 6 Christmas trees up, one for everybody in the family. So every family knew which was their Christmas tree. Then I had a Christmas tree in my yarn room. And then, of course, Wayne and I had a Christmas tree. So everybody had a Christmas tree.
Everybody had a Christmas tree.
Yeah. And some had white lights, some had mixed lights. So I guess I'm ambidextrous.
Nice.
Good use of ambidextrous. I like that. Okay. Wade, what about you?
Oh,
I mean, this is a a mystery. It's
I
a
mean,
mystery.
you did reference the 10 trees.
Yeah, we
More.
know you're into
More.
The
minimalism.
themed trees. The
And it's-
themed trees.
It's always, what did Coco Chanel say? Take something off. I add something. We always, whatever it is, add a bracelet. More is our, so 10 trees, themed, you know, it's a mid-century tree. One's like all the heirloom ornaments. One has merman ornaments on it. This is kind of like an little old-fashioned, and the trees vary. I love multicolored lights. I just think they're sweeter and prettier, but we kind of vary it by what the tree is, because we have like a pink tree, we have a white tree, orange tree, so we kind of vary that.
I want both of you to post some of your trees on the page.
Please do.
Because I have a tree.
And I feel like a tree is like an effort, you know?
Yes, it's exhausting.
Yeah. Okay, but Patti, what about you? So you tell us about yours.
I think I'm middle. I'm not less is more or more is more. I can tell you though, I was at MKA's house last night, and I think she's down. I don't agree with the Woolworths thing, because it's just so warm and lots of live things and hydrangeas and bows and Santas, and it's such a Christmas. You know what your house is during Christmas? It's like a big Christmas hug. There you go. So for me, it's always been about whether the thing I'm putting out means something to the family. So we collect carolers. So I have the carolers out, and then we have a tree and only white lights.
So I am kind of more is more, but in the way that like I like everything to be fresh. So it's like every mantle is decorated and the tree is as big as will possibly fit in the house, and like the wreaths are everywhere, but it's all fresh. Like our house smells like a cedar factory. Like it's just and about right now it's a disaster because we've had it up since the day after Thanksgiving. So everything's starting to die. So I'm having to replace all the magnolia.
That's the problem.
And everything's shedding. So I have to vacuum 100 times a day, but it's totally worth it. Would do it again. Same decision. But normally we're not here for Christmas. So like by the 20th, my stuff only has to last till like the 20th. And then after that, it's all coming down anyway. So it's a mess and it's crazy, but I love it. And it makes me feel so Christmassy. And we do white lights, but I love colored lights too. I'm kind of thinking now that we're talking about it, maybe I should do like a colored light tree for Will's playroom or something next year. Like the big bubble lights.
The big bubble lights.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't hear from Meg.
Remember those old color lights that had like
Meg,
frosting?
I skipped you.
It's
the C30s or whatever they're called.
I'm gonna answer.
This is what happens when I go out of order.
She's like, I'm going to answer. Don't you worry. I will not be skipped.
I think I'm a mishmash of verging on a more is more, let's say. And I think I've developed like a really serious obsession with Christmas, with throw pillows in general. Yeah. I started counting and I kind of lost track at like 3 dozen that I own.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well, we have a big porch in the front of the house. So some of those are outdoor pillows, but then we have a very big sectional sofa. There's probably 6 or 8 on there. And then another living room with, I don't know, there's just a lot of pillows. So a lot of pillows and a lot of white lights. Big fan of the white lights.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, I'm up.
Oh, you're up?
Favorite?
Oh, yeah, you are up.
Yeah. Everyone, favorite all-time Christmas movie. MKA, you go first.
Oh, that's easy for me. Always and forever. White Christmas.
Love it. Patti?
It's not even because I'm giving a caveat before I even answer. It's not because it's my favorite. It's because my family likes watching it so much that I take such great joy in watching them quote every line and quoting from it all year. And that's Christmas Vacation with the Griswolds.
Yeah,
so good.
Kristy.
Okay, so This is a hard one. I would have said Love Actually for like a really long time. I love Love Actually, but I'm kind of thinking The Holiday might be overtaking it. But like old school favorites, the original Grinch, like the short cartoon version. And I also love Eloise at Christmas time. That was not the question. That is 4 movies, and you asked for one. But again, decision fatigue.
A lot of favorites.
Fatigue. 4 is my number today.
You have decision fatigue. Sean, I want you to type in the chat what yours is, and we'll call it out. I'm just curious because he has such quirky, fun taste.
Don't say Die Hard.
Please, yeah, right.
Okay, Debbie. What's
Elf
yours?
or Daddy's Home.
Or Daddy's
I
Home
watch
too.
every year Home Alone. I just think that's the cutest movie.
It's so cute. You're right.
So
It
cute.
is cute. Okay, Wade.
Oh, no doubt. Miracle on 34th Street. It inspired A Wish for Winter, the original version with Natalie Wood. And I mean, faith is believing when common sense tells you not to.
Yeah.
The whole heart of Christmas.
Oh, I'm going to watch that. I've never seen that one.
You've
Yeah.
never?
A million times. Yeah.
We usually watch it Thanksgiving Day right after the parade because it's about the parade, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Right. Well, I have to say my favorite is, I think it's a tie between Love Actually and Elf, but we watch Elf every single year, the day that we put the Christmas tree up, and we watch it together as a family. And I think we could quote the entire thing start to finish.
Yeah.
It is so, to me, it's the perfect Christmas movie because it's so
the perfect Christmas
heartwarming.
movie.
It is so funny. It's so endearing. It's just a perfectly told story. And the cast, oh my God. Like, what are we talking about? Ed Asner as Santa Claus and Bob Newhart as Papa Elf, Will Ferrell.
And Zoe. I mean,
It's crazy. And I mean, they even put Peter Dinklage in there and then Amy Sedaris as the secretary. It's just the best. It's the best.
It's the best.
And the soundtrack is amazing. It's just such a feel-good movie.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
All right. MKA, on to you.
Okay, now this is one that I love because I love Christmas music. And what is your favorite and your least favorite Christmas song, Wade?
Oh my gosh. I might have to do multiple choice on this. I love All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey because I've done it in a full-on Christmas dress before.
You're going to need some pictures of that.
Yeah, I
So
think we
that
need a
holds a
performance.
special place in my heart. Dolly Parton, her version of Mary Did You Know, when it came out last year, I actually wept the first time I heard it because she just sums it up beautifully. And Kelly Clarkson, she did my grown-up Christmas list, which to me like sums up. She sings it beautifully.
Stop taking all the good songs and just
my worst hated. I hate to say this, but Taylor Swift redid a version of Wham's original Christmas song, which I loved, and I can't listen to it. I like Taylor, but I just have to turn it. It just grates on me.
I think we all have those.
I don't even know about this, and I feel like I am a very large Taylor fan, so I'm gonna have to go look this up.
Okay, Debbie, what's your favorite and your least favorite?
Oh, Mary Did You Know is my absolute favorite Christmas song. And I can't remember the title, but it's the one about Grandma and Santa Claus.
Got run over by a reindeer.
That one.
Walking back to my house Christmas Eve.
Yep, it's annoying.
They say there's no such thing as Santa.
Are you trying to torture our guest? She said it's her least favorite.
No!
That's for me and Grandma. Usually.
Disrespecting Debbie.
I'm not disrespecting you. I'm agreeing with you, Debbie.
Yeah.
Okay, Meg, what's your favorite and least favorite?
It's really hard to pick. I'm such a Christmas nut. I mean, my birthday's on Christmas Day, by the way. And been a Christmas fanatic my whole life. But I think the song that like just gets you from the first note is Sleigh Ride by. It has to be the Ronettes version, though. It has to be.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! It just makes me so happy right from the jump.
That wall of sound.
Oh,
Look, it gave me chills. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's
Okay.
the
What
best.
about your least favorite?
I really don't like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, but I also don't like what's that? Tied up the string. Favorite things. I don't like that song. These
Raindrops
are
on
you-
roses.
Yeah,
and
it's
whispers
so
and
corny. I
bright
can't take it.
copper kettles. That's from The Sound of Music.
Is that a
Yeah.
Christmas song?
I don't know. I hear it all over the place now, like during the holidays. I was on in a store the other day, and Dave and I were like, let's leave.
Hilarious. I know every word to every song in The Sound of Music. So there you go.
Patty, what's your favorite and least?
It's, I'm rattling through all these favorites, but I'm going to stick with one. And it's strange because I've never lived in Tennessee, but it is the sweetest song. And it's the song Tender Tennessee Christmas. It's the only Christmas for me. But it's about coming home and about what home means, and that you can be in a million places, but what Christmas means is getting back to kind of that tender place that's just home. And in the song, it's Tennessee, but you could fill up anything. And the Christmas song, I haven't heard in a couple years. So universe, do not listen to me and play it tomorrow. Is that Christmas Shoes song?
Oh my God, that's mine. Because I just sob. It's so sad.
So like, who writes this?
It wrecks me for the whole day. Like the whole day. All I can think about is the kid and the mom and
the no shoes.
Crying and the shoes. And I'm like, why?
Who wrote this and why? I know.
I'm glad you said it, because I was like, are people going to judge me for saying that? Like, it was supposed to be like a sweet song, but it's so sad.
Well,
Yeah,
Kristy, what's your
I've
favorite though?
Well, I don't know if y'all have heard. I am a James Taylor fan.
Oh my gosh, are you
him?
really?
I didn't know.
Oh my gosh. I feel
I
like we're
know.
peeling the onion layer here.
I really keep that so close to the vest. I know.
Total peek behind the curtain here.
Yeah. But James Taylor's specific version of Go Tell It on a Mountain is just my favorite. I love it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put in an honorable mention for Willie Nelson, Pretty Paper too, because
I was gonna say I hate that one.
It's a
You
good
what? You
one.
ate it?
I hate it. It's so sad.
Oh, it's a pretty song.
Pretty
Pretty
ribbons
ribbons of blue.
of green and white.
We've never sang so much.
I know.
We have
People are
lost so many followers.
I was
We were
gonna
at
say-
101,000. We're down to 94.
I know, but I really want to share my favorite Christmas song,
Mass Exodus.
Okay.
which is the incomparable Darlene Love's Christmas Baby Please Come Home.
Oh, it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Oh, that's a good one.
With the Phil Spector
That is a
with
good
the
one.
Phil Spector Wall of Sound, she used to be on Letterman every Christmas Eve, and every year he would have a bigger and bigger and bigger production, and then he went off the air. So now what I do Christmas Eve is I find it on YouTube and I watch it, and it just makes me happy.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But Pretty
would, like,
Paper,
He would make it snow on stage and stuff.
yes.
Wait,
Yes.
Pretty Paper is your least favorite? That's what you're gonna say?
It makes me sad.
That's not. Is it sad?
I don't think that I know that song. I'm going to have to go look.
Dolly
He
just
wrote-
sang it with Willie on her special.
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
think
I know it.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look it up.
I heard Dolly singing Mary Did You Know? So I was like in the bathroom on like a road trip, and I like heard her sing, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so magical. Really.
You know what? We have gone really long. So
Yes.
quickly, Wade and Debbie, do you have any Christmas books that have inspired you as you write your own?
Oh,
You could say mine if you want, Debbie.
Or mine.
the Santa suit. Of course, the Santa suit.
Or Wade's.
I'm not going to sound like a complete suck up. Kathy, Mary Kay, Patty, I really have read all of your novels over the years, and I've always wanted to write Christmas novels. I always have. And when the publisher approached, I mentioned all of you because I love the book so much. They're all so uniquely you, but also so uniquely speak of the season. And that's what I want to do when I write the books that I do. So
Thank you.
That's so nice.
Okay, so Debbie and Wade, now that you've sucked up to us, and Debbie involuntarily, I'm sorry, Debbie.
You twisted her arm on that one.
That was shameless, wasn't it? Totally
What's Christmas
Well, I love
for?
Patty's books too. Patty's C.S. Lewis books. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Debbie.
Okay, so if you wouldn't mind sticking around for another minute, we got more to talk about with you.
Meanwhile, we have big news about the Fab Four's new releases next year. All 4 of our founding and host authors have new novels coming in 2023, and the crew will be doing at least 5 Friends in Fiction live events. So keep your eye out. We will be in Columbus, Ohio on April 26th. I say we because I'm going to.
Yes.
The Friends in Fiction live launch event for Patty's The Secret Book of Fleur Lee is set for May 1st in Charleston. It's a big Friends in Fiction party with the full Charleston experience, and you won't want to miss it. So put it on your calendar now. And you can even start buying tickets right now because the ticketing link is already live on the Buxton Books website. We'll have 3 more live events after that, one in June for Kristin's launch, one in July for Kristy's, and another in the fall for Mary Kay's 2023 Christmas book. So more info to come on all of them, so stay tuned for all the deets.
Mm-hmm. And if even the small crowd of Friends in Fiction members at our event last night is any indication of how much these big live events are going to be, you will have total FOMO if you're not going.
Yes.
So, yeah, our new Friends in Fiction first edition signed subscription box is available now from the indie bookstore Booktown in Manasquan, New Jersey. And it features signed hardback first editions from all 4 of us, and a 2023 for our 2023 novels, and a Friends and Fiction kitchen towel that says, "Dinner can wait. It's time for Friends and Fiction." So you can order.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. You can order right now at booktown.com. That's Booktown with an E at the end. And anyone who orders the box by tomorrow, the last day is tomorrow, to order and get this free ornament and holiday card. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot 5 people's gifts. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So including, and even people who have already ordered, they will get this. It's the perfect way to gift someone you love or yourself. Talk about books as gifts. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, tomorrow's the last day. And
yeah, tomorrow's the last day.
And I looked and I was like, no, she's going to say that. It's
tomorrow being Thursday, December 16th, because in case you're not watching us live, just know that that's the deadline.
Well, that's right. Thursday. Yeah. And of course, you do not want to forget about the Friends in Fiction official book club with Brenda and Lisa. They host authors for monthly chats. This month on December 19th, join them as our very own Patti will be on to discuss her holiday novella, The Perfect Love Song. So we'll see you there on the 19th, just 5 days away at 7 p.m. Oh, that's me. Debbie and Wade, one last question for each of you. What is your favorite family tradition around the holidays? Ladies first. Debbie, you go.
Oh my goodness, we have so many traditions. I just think that doing the white elephant giving that we do is everybody in the family, and there's always some crazy gifts, and it's just lots of fun. We've just started doing this probably the last 5 years. So the grandkids are older, everybody participates, and we just have a blast.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
Love that.
Wade, what about you?
I love decorating the tree. We spend literally weeks pulling out bins and bins of ornaments, and we always stop and tell a story about every ornament, whether we got it on our travels or whether it came from a grandmother, family member, and just when we got it and share a story about it. So that takes a long time, but it's worth every second of it.
Oh, I love that.
Well, Wade and Debbie, thank you so much for spending time with us. We loved having you. And I don't think we'll ever forget Debbie's seagull call.
Never. For all my life.
Never forget.
Anyway, thank you all so much for being with us tonight. This is our season finale. Patti has to say one more thing, I think.
Yes, don't forget, this is our season finale. We're about to take a 2-week hiatus. If we were in the theater biz, what we'd say is we're going dark. But we will be off on the 21st and the 28th. But Kristy,
we have some fun in store for you. So come here next week, normal time. I'm not even drinking. Like this is not an alcoholic beverage in my pretty glass. It's not
Next week, Wednesday, December 21st.
Gracious. Next week, Wednesday, December 21st, Brenda Gardner and Lisa Harrison, our beloved PB&J, will do a live Friends in Fiction book club takeover of the main Friends in Fiction Facebook page. And our managing director, Meg Walker, will join as their guest to reveal our smashing, amazing winter season.
Yes, I can't wait to spill the beans on all the incredible guests we have in store. Wait till you guys see the full list. So mark your calendars and be sure to tune in next week for that. We will be off all together on December 28th, and then we'll be back on January 4th, 2023 with our winter season premiere.
Oh, wait till y'all see all the guests we're having.
Woohoo!
I know.
So it's a good one.
It's a great one. Happy holidays, everybody, from all of us to all of you. We will see you next year in 2023. Good night. Thank you, Debbie.
Good night.
Thank you, Wade.
Thanks,
Good night,
guys.
y'all.
Thank you for tuning in. You can join us every week on Facebook or YouTube, where our live show airs on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Instagram. We're so glad you're here.